I've not really been a very confident person, but I also used to understand that at some point I also lost touch of the understanding that I'm not that confident. And it did something to me. It made me lose the fear that I had, kind of gain some backbone, grew some spine towards it. Like,
In your new releases, the two packs you just dropped, uh, first one is Eternal, second mode. So I have this question: what will you do with Eternal Life? If you had Eternal Life, what will you do?
if I'm blessed with eternal life, I'll do one thing only, just one thing. I would focus on planetary evacuation or planetary betterment, enhancement of the planet. Because I know I'll be the only guy that probably stay and many people will die out. So if I know that I will stay, I want to make sure the planet is okay for the time I'm going to spend, which is longer than every other person. Besides myself being alone, I want the planet to come back to a state where it can accommodate people to live as long as I've lived. Even though they will not live forever, they at least would live a substantial number of lives. Instead of living 90, you live maybe 500 on a normally bad century. You live 500 years. On a good century, you probably live 2 to 5,000 years as an individual. When I know I'm probably going to live about 1 million years. So I want the standard of living for each individual being to be extended. That's one thing I will do when I have the power. Working on extension of mortality for others. Then working on the health of the planet too. Then working on species evacuation and migration. Not just for humans, but for even lesser species. That's the that's like a beneficial thing to do with your time. Because with time comes resources too.
Do you think that will restore balance in this world?
The fact that there is an imbalance in something means there is balance. Because it will not remain imbalanced forever. It will not stay that way. There's always going to be a change. Fate exists. Destiny exists. So if those things exist, things will always have the opportunity and chance to change. So you can't maintain balance. I'm not the god of chaos. Yeah, if I'm immortal, I'm not the god of chaos. Chaos is going to continually remain a thing. So for us to maintain balance, we have to be able to control chaos. You understand me? That's what governments do. I'm not the government, I'm an individual. I only would be able to control what I can control within my own space. Yeah. So I will not want to use my modality to create balance. I will only use my modality to enhance.
Okay, so let's bring it back to you. How are you always feeling when you make music?
I feel beside myself. I don't feel like I'm the one making it. I feel like I have to always put on a different individual every time I try to make music. Like I have to I have to focus on trying to create a whole new person that will fit the song. And when that happens, a different song happens every single time. If I do the songs like myself every time, the songs tend to sound the same. And it's not bad to sound the same. It's always a phase in every artist or musician's life where you become repetitive. But because I avoid repetition on a constant scale, like making it every day same thing. I try to say, okay, let this repetition happen on an interval scale where it happens once every week or once every 2 weeks, something repeats. So for that to happen, I have to always switch my persona every time I make a song or every new song. That's how I feel when I make music. So I try to create an alter ego for every song.
So, what is something you've put into your music that you couldn't say directly to someone?
I put in a lot of hidden kind of proverbs. I don't like to say it to people. Like my song Envy, the chorus says, hustle, don't envy, because we always find a way. And now when I say you should always find a way, I don't say, I'm not giving you a moral, not giving you a moral lesson. And I'm not even encouraging you to be good or bad. I'm just telling you to fucking find a way. So I'm the kind of guy that, like, I'm not just rooting for you to be good. I'm rooting for you to be good aside the restraints your body, your mind, your society gives you. Even when you feel it's probably strongly against your moral judgment. Yes. Because I feel like anything that you cannot see that is unphysical is a restraint. Like, it's a restraint you give to yourself. It's not physical. It's not blocking your door. You can't walk to a door and get stopped by insanity or by prejudice. If you want to be stopped by prejudice has to become a physical person for it to stop you from walking through the door.